Hello learners, in this lecture we will see how the fineness test is to be carried out. So before understanding the fineness test, we need to understand few theory about the fineness and then we'll try to understand the fineness test, right? Yeah, so we'll go forward. Yeah, so coming to the fineness test, that is a physical test. Now let us consider I'm taking two different containers, okay? This is container A and let us say this is container B. And in both the container I'm putting 100 gram of cement and here also I'm putting 100 gram of cement. But here you look at the size of the cement, they are finer in size. I'll write it here, they are finer. You can see it, right? They are very fine. You can see how the particles are arranged. But whereas here this is little coarser in size, right? Compared to the sample A, this sample is bit coarser. Here if you look into the particle, they're little bigger in size and there are a lot of voids in between that. Now we'll try to see what is the significance of all these things. The first is that for the same weight, since we have taken the weight as same, if the particles are finer in size and more in number, then that sample is called as finer sample as compared to the other sample in which the particles are bigger in size and less in number, right? It's quite obvious. You can see here the particles are lesser in size, I mean the finer in size, and as a result of that they are more in number. But here the particles are bigger in size and they're less in number. That's the first thing we need to understand. Yeah. Now, so with this understanding, we'll see what is the difference of this and how it's going to affect the fineness on the properties of a cement, because ultimately we have to do the fineness test on the cement. So we'll try to see them one by one. The first one is that on the rate of hydration. In the first sample, the surface area is more. Why the surface area is more? Because there was more number of particles. If more number of particles are there, what is going to happen? The surface area will be more. Now coming to the sample B, in the sample B, the particles were bigger in size. If the particles are bigger in size, they have lesser surface area compared to the particle which has finer in size, right? That's the first point. Second is that hence the rate of hydration will be more in the finer cement, because if the surface area is more, more amount of cement particles will be there. So as a result of that, what is going to happen? More rate of hydration, or hence high rate of hydration will be there here because of the finer cement. Here the surface area was less. If the surface area is less amount of cement is available. So as a result of that, what will happen? The rate of hydration will be less in the coarser cement. In the finer cement, the rate of hydration will be more. So since the rate of hydration is more, what is going to happen? It is going to develop more early strength, right? Because since more fineness is there, more amount of heat will be liberated, and if more amount of heat is liberated, then obviously the strength gain also will be more. But here the less early strength is going to happen because the rate of hydration is less. The rate of hydration is less because the surface area was less, and the surface area was less because the particles were coarser and they were less in number. Here, since the more early strength is achieved, what is going to happen? The setting also will accelerate, but here the setting is not going to accelerate compared to the finer. Now the last point is that the rate of heat of hydration is more here, right? Of course, the rate of hydration is more because it has more finer particles, so more surface area was available. So as a result of that, rate of hydration is more. But here the rate of hydration is less for the very obvious reason, because the surface area is less, so the rate of hydration is less. So with this understanding, we'll try to see few more points again. So, but in both the case, if you remember or if you understand, in both the case, the ultimate strength will be same. What is the reason for that? The reason is that the ultimate strength is going to depend on the amount what we have taken, and it is not going to depend on the fineness. Here our discussion was on finer and coarser and how it is going to affect. But the ultimate strength what you achieve, let us say you require M20 grade of concrete, okay, or M20, let us say uh, uh, 33, 43 or 53 grade of cement. So that is the ultimate strength. So in the ultimate strength is going to get affected by the amount what we have taken and not on the fineness. And if you remember, if I go back, we have taken 100 gram, right? We have taken 100 gram in sample 1 and also 100 gram in sample 2. So that is the reason the ultimate strength is going to be same in both the cases, because it is depending on the amount what we have taken. Next point is that the total amount of heat release will remain the same, right? Because whatever heat is released, it is depending on per gram. That means again, when I say per gram, in both sample we have taken 100 gram, right? 100, I'll do it here, and also 100. So it is depending on what factor, that total amount of heat release will remain same, because it depends on per gram. Both we have taken 100, so same amount of heat is going to release. But you need to understand one more thing. There is something called rate of heat of hydration. So let us say I have this sample 1. I'll write it here. This is sample 1 A, and this is sample B. Okay, here in both the rate of hydration, let us say it's going to be 300 calories per gram. I'll write it in this way: 300 calories per gram. Okay, this is rate of heat of hydration. So here in the first 30 minutes, let us say around 250 calorie of heat is released. In the first 30 minutes, 250 calorie of heat is released. But whereas in sample B, let us say in the first 30 minutes, only 100 calories of heat is only 100 calories of heat is evolved. But finally, when everything will be completed, that is the final rate of hydration will be same, because even though initially the gain was 250 calorie per gram, but finally it will go only up to 300 calories, because that is the rate of hydration of this particular sample what we have taken. Here also it will go to maximum 300, but whatever rate it has to gain, let us say in the first 30 minutes it's trying to gain some 250. I mean, in the first 30 minutes 250 calorie per gram is released, but whereas here only 100 calorie per gram is released. In the next 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour or so on, entire, when the final hydration is going to finish, both is going to get 300 calorie per gram and 300 calorie per gram. So that is why it is written the total amount heat release will remain the same, because it depends on per gram. So this were the effect of fineness on the properties of the cement. So with this we understood that if the particle is finer, then what will happen, it will have more heat of hydration, it will develop early strength, the setting is also going to hydrate, and rate of hydration is also more, right? Yeah. So now with this understanding, we'll try to see how the testing is done on the cement to check the fineness. So we'll see that. Yeah. So to test that, we do a test called a sieve analysis test. So we'll try to see how the sieve analysis test has to be done. So as per Indian Standard 4031, if you refer the code book, this how it is given. The cement of good quality should have less than 10% of weight of cement particles larger than 90 micron, right? This is how the fineness is defined. A good quality of cement should be the one where the weight of cement particles which is retained should be less than 10%. Then how do you do this test? To do this test, what all things we require? To determine the number of cement particles larger than 90 micron or finest test of the cement, the following apparatus is used. The first is you require a sieve lid, then you require this sieve with a pan, you require a weighing balance, okay, then you require this sieve shaking machine, okay. Yeah, so we'll try to go ahead again. So this is how it goes. We'll quickly go through this. It's a very simple test. So first is we require 100 gram of cement, okay, because we need to test the sample, right? I mean, we need to test the fineness of a cement. Then we require a weighing balance. Then we require this sieve shaking machine. If it is there, well and good. If it is not there, also it's okay. Then we require a sieve pan with a lid, and we require 90 micron sieve. Okay, fine. Now, how do you start with that? First, take a sample of cement and rub the cement with your hand. The test sample should be free of lumps. So why this rubbing is going to happen? Because we should make sure there is no air lumps in the cement. That is the reason we have to take. So how much cement you have to take certain amount of cement. It's written here. Now take 100 gram of cement and note it as W1. So what you are going to do, you have to measure 100 gram of cement in the weighing machine and take it, and take that value as W1. Now pour that 100 gram of cement on what sieve? 90 micron sieve is what we have, and you have to close it with the help of a lid, right? The So this is a pan what I'm trying to draw, okay, and in this I'm going to take 100 gram of cement, and then below this will be a sieve. Below this we are going to keep one more, this is called as pan, because whatever cement will pass through that, it will be collected in the pan. And if you want to add a lid to this, you can put a lid. This is how a lid is, right? This is how it looks. Now place the sieve in the sieve shaking machine, okay. If you have a machine, it's well and good, you can place it there for 2 minutes. And if you don't have it, you can try to play with your hands. I mean, you have to give a motion to this particular sieve, and the sieve pan, horizontal and vertical, up and down. Okay, it's written planetary and linear movement for the next 15 minutes. Okay, yeah. Next, once that is done, you have to take it out, remove the lid, and see how much amount of cement is retained on this particular sieve. Whatever is passed through that, it will be collected in the pan. Whatever is remaining here, it will be there in the sieve, above the sieve only. So it's written here. Nextly, weigh the residue that is retained on the 90 micron sieve, and you note that value as W2. Try to weigh how much it is, and you can note it as W2. Then calculate the percentage of weight of cement retained on the sieve. So repeat the experiments with three different sample. This is not required. If you want, you can try to do the three different sample, or even if you do it for the same sample once or twice, that is also okay, right? Yeah. And take the average value for the accurate results. So the final thing what you need to write is percentage of the cement retained on the sieve will be W2. So this W2 is the weight of the cement residual that is there on the 90 micron sieve after doing the sieve, that is W2, divided by W1. This W1 is the original weight, and the original weight what we have taken is 100 gram. Okay, and let us say whatever you weighed after that, you got some 20 gram of cement was retained. So 20 divided by this 100, you multiply by this, you're going to get the percentage of the cement retained on the sieve. A good OPC cement, this is very important, a good ordinary Portland cement should retain 10% of the weight of cement, and when it is sieved with a 90 micron sieve, that is whatever final answer you're getting, that should be less than 10%. And if it is less than 10%, but then we say this cement is good, the fineness of this cement is good. So in this way, this test has to be carried out. But one thing we need to understand, this test is obsolete nowadays. We don't use this particular test because this doesn't give us the exact fineness, or doesn't exactly tell whether the fineness of the cement is justified or not, right? Because if you take two three different samples and try to do the fineness test of this, then you are not going to get the very right answer with the help of this test. So that is why we don't try to use this test anymore. So for that, we have a new test called as air permeability test. So with the help of the air permeability test, we try to see how is the fineness of the cement done. So in the next lecture, we'll try to see fewer the test, and then finally we'll try to see what is this air permeability test. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.